be playing Forsaken Frontiers because a new update just dropped this past Tuesday, which at the time of recording was yesterday. And v1520 brought with it quite a few interesting changes. And before I get to playing, I'd like to just go over them real quickly. Okay. Oh, one moment. So, here are the patch notes for v1520. So one of the big things is that there is a new endgame sequence. So instead of the train crashing, there's gonna be something else, and it's supposed to fit better with the story. I won't spoil what that is yet, so that way if people want to check it out for themselves, they can. Otherwise, you'll see it at the end of this run, most likely. Backup system for character save data, cool. There's some new messages on the ECD terminal. I spent some time during the beta finding all of these, so I have screenshots of all of them. Increase the size of the fear radius, so the player breathing when an entity is near will now track enemies from farther away, which I think is a good change considering that the fear radius only works when the enemy's on the same elevation as you. So you might still get messed up by enemies when you're going up and down elevations, but at least you'll be able to detect them from farther away now, which is nice. Outdated workforce training deck tape, been removed. It's fine. The Shambler in the Butcher Room now has a bigger trigger radius. This is because players were able to loot some of the loot on the other side of the Butcher table without setting off the Shambler. So this was intended to prevent that, which I'm okay with. I think it's gonna be really funny when people try to cheese loot off the Butcher Room table and then get got for it. Loot bin material has been updated, cool. Player character voice audio playback, nice. This is what I'm here for. There are new layouts to existing cells on the hospital, metro, and tunnels. So for this session, I'll be playing on these 3 maps exclusively, just so I can go see the new cells. And here's another big one, and I think a lot of the community is going to be happy with this one. The Ventress was reworked, but really this means that the Ventress was nerfed, and I think it was a significant nerf. Starting with that she now has a cooldown of 30 seconds after exiting a vent before she can exit the vent again. Which means that if, the Shambler comes out, if the Ventress comes out, she won't be just going back into the vent and then insta-popping on you or your teammates again. When she goes back in, you have a 30-second grace period to move around the map freely without having to worry about her. And I think this is a crazy nerf. I mean, I'm of the type of player that believed that the Ventress was playable to begin with, even in solo. But a Ventress nerf is welcome to me. Hopefully the people who've wanted this enemy nerfed for a while now will be happy with this. On top of that, you can now hear vent movement noises when she's shifting between vents, so you'll be able to hear her coming at least a little bit better now. Prior to v1520, you can at least hear her when she's in the walls, or at least at a vent. But I don't think you were able to hear her when she's going to and from vents before. Or maybe you could. I think it was just her breathing that you could hear, but I guess we're gonna see what this is like. I actually didn't encounter the Ventress in the beta test, so gonna be interesting to see what this is. And also added a 2.5-second cooldown for her targeting after she shifts vents. So this means that if you hear her in a vent, as long as you stop moving and aren't within line of sight of the vent, the Ventress might not even aggro on you in the first place. So this is also a significant nerf. Like the fact that you can just not trigger her when she's near you is crazy to me. So we're definitely going to be taking advantage of this, and if I end up messing it up, I'm very comfortable navigating around the Ventress. And then there's quite a handful of fixes here. If you want to take a pause and read them, you totally can. Go for it. I'd say that the biggest one here is that the entities now spawn correctly in escape mode, because up until this point, escape mode has been kind of free, where you only see like the Butcher or one enemy in the entire playthrough, when really every enemy that's supposed to be able to spawn on a map is supposed to be there in escape mode from the start. So escape mode should now be as difficult as intended. Maybe I'll give escape mode another go at some point soon, maybe after like my hit list DC10 run, which I won't be continuing today because I want to do really want to spend some time exploring these. Yeah. From here we're gonna play, and see where it goes. Kind of just enjoy being a gamer for a couple hours. So yeah, that's v1520. Get started. Oh, another thing, actually another big one from that. I closed the patch notes, didn't I? Oh, here we go. This is a big one also. So prior to v1520, both the exploration and nightmare game modes were scaling their debt according to the endless game mode's debt increase instead of their own. So exploration should be lower now. Like, you know, you should be accumulating less debt with each completed cycle, and nightmare it should be more. So yeah, we're gonna go play. Maybe we'll go play on like exploration or nightmare or something, so that way we actually, since the focus is the new cells, I think we're just gonna play on exploration mode today. I'm curious to see what the scaling looks like on the easiest version of the game, and for a lot of people who find this game like too difficult, I think they'll be very interested in seeing what this is like as well. So yeah, let's do that. Exploration, load in. Welcome in, Demi. Hello, hello. All right, because I have the endless debt calculations. I just realized now that nightmare debt calculations might make my DC-10 nightmare run a bit more difficult. But that's something I'm gonna figure out during my nightmare run, not today. Oh, I don't have my crosshair on because I was just messing around with no crosshair in the beta, but now we're putting it back on. We're gonna play for real. Welcome in, Arcbird. Hello, Ground Snake. And yeah, we're gonna go check it out. Like I said, we're gonna do Metro, Hospital, and Tunnels today because those are the ones that have updated cells, and I want to experience all of them. I don't know how many updated cells there are for each map. We're just gonna run around and see how many we find. I did not prioritize finding these cells during the beta test because, you know, the beta test wasn't crazy long. I was more experimenting with like the end sequences and checking out the ECD terminal messages, if anything, because some of the other beta testers already got to check out the cells and found no issue with them. Oh yeah. But we're still gonna get some loot. Since I'm not going to the Pentagon, I'm gonna want to be able to get some money here. So that way I'm not super broke when I go to Hospital and Tunnels. I'm gonna have to actually earn those. I have to earn my way there. But I guess if I fail, then we can see the new ending sequence as well. I think the new ending sequence is a lot more fun than, you know, the train just randomly crashing. And it does bring some of the lore back into play as well, which is cool. But like I said, I won't spoil that yet. Okay. I actually hear the butcher's footsteps too. How far is it? Is he gonna turn the corner right now? Okay. So there's a significant enough distance for me to get around the corner here. We're gonna stealth it a little bit. It's probably better if I didn't, but... Did he go upstairs? I think he went upstairs. What's my favorite map? Loot-wise, I'd say Pentagon. Like, the ROI on Pentagon is so insane. But Metro has a special place to me just because it's one of the ones that, you know, it's the one that you start on. I actually like the theme of, you know, an endless underground metro system. But Hotel has a nice, like, backrooms aesthetic also. I'd say like those three. Pentagon, Metro, and Hotel. I'm just gonna kick. It's unfortunate that I didn't loot the other store tile, but we'll make do with what we got here. Go this way. Maps are so huge that if you can't fully loot one tile, it's not the end of the world. You just go to a different one. Especially in solo, like you're not going to be able to loot everything. So there's no point in trying to greed one particular tile, especially since a lot of them, or since they repeat too. If you're sad that you didn't get to loot the Metro Mega Cell, you know, just go find a different one. There's definitely more than one. The only thing that there isn't more than one of is the Butcher Room. But I mean, you can find more loot on a Mega Cell than a Butcher Room, you know? Especially if you're the kind of gamer who's not triggering the Shambler. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to progress a different way. Fine. Maybe we can go this way? Not quite. I don't think I was able to go that way. So we try a different door here. Maybe there's an underway? Nice. Wait a minute. I almost didn't notice that this was different. Oh, okay, wait. Yeah, because this is one where you run in and go to the right and I go up. But the left side is a bit different now. And so is forward different too? Yeah, because they didn't have that also. Let's run through here. Yeah, this is a new tile for sure. I wonder if it ever... Oh, I hope these are open doorways and not just, or open potential pathways. Let's check this. Oh, there's a vending machine here, nice. So when we're going back through this way, if we see a vending machine on our right, then the entrance is going to be forward directly. Just making sure we have our tile orientation correct. So when we walk in here and we have a stair on the right and this room on the left, we know where to go. I saw red up here, so I wanted to see what this would lead to. I guess it's just a lighting thing. Let's keep it pushing. One new cell down. I will say that I did see one Metro cell during my time in the playtest, and it wasn't that one. So there's at least 2 new cells in the Metro. Don't quote me on this, but I had the number 6 in my head for new cells. But I don't remember what that number was assigned to. I don't remember if that was like 6 new cells total, 6 new cells per map, or if it was just for one specific map. Which is why I want to dedicate a whole run to just running to these 3 maps. See, like, this is the same tile again. Oh, we have that. There's an event right there too. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Vent spawns. So let's see if this continues this side. Yeah, okay. This door opens this way. I like that they added this because this side of this cell used to not have a crazy amount of character. It was just kind of like this part of the hallway with nothing else. But they even added, you know, this like scaffolding thing. They added this doorway, which is something characteristic of the bunker as well, like this kind of doorway thing. That's cool. It looks like it chained into its... Okay. There's a door up there, but I kind of want to go see if this is another iteration of this tile. It is not. Oh, actually, this is the tile that I was thinking of. So I guess they're 2 different tile or cells entirely, because this is the old layout, or the layout that I thought it was. So this layout's still in the game. But you see what I mean? This side is kind of a little different. It has the black gates here, and then this has a bench right there. Was this a loot room? It was a loot room. Let's loot this real quick. What time is it? 3:19. How much money do I have? 2,000? Yeah, we're just kind of cruising. Not doing anything too crazy. Oh hey, I have an elevator. I'm gonna call this, and hopefully I'll remember that I called it. This is exploration mode. Max difficulty is only ever gonna be hollowed. I'm not in a crazy amount of danger here. But I'm pretty sure like some nasty enemies start spawning even on Unbroken starting at 6 p.m. So I'm just gonna have to keep that in mind. Ooh, okay. Either new cell or reworked cell, because this is definitely different. I like how they blocked they blocked this. They didn't like people using this for a loop. It's definitely something that I was taking advantage of. We can't do it in this tile. This is cool too, you know, like diagonal lockers. I know that one of the cells has a diagonal vending machine too. Those aren't very common. I wonder if this is always locked. But you know, I'm gonna kick this because I want to progress and see through it myself. Hulkman fire gas. Yeah, I mean, if the old store tiles still have their open garage doors, then I think we're okay. This is cool because it has 3 of these, and you know, we have a short one here, long one here, long one here. I'm getting supermarket simulator vibes from looting this, or from this layout too. Just gonna restock the shelves real quick, and you. Oh, okay. There's a big locker in here also. That's fun. I don't think big lockers were in the store tiles until they introduced the Metro Mega cell, so it's cool to see another cell that has that. I really like the big lockers. Unfortunately, it looks like we're reaching the end of our run here. It's 6 o'clock, so I'm gonna start walking. I'm pretty sure the Ventress is still... Actually, maybe I don't walk. New Ventress, I should be fine. I'll hear her, right? And I'll have a 2.5 second grace period. If she ended up making it my way. Cool. That's a quick and easy 2500 to start the day. We only have a 500 DC1, so should just be totally cruising here. We do have a dread modifier for Metro, which is a little unfortunate, but it's fine. You need a dollar big weave. Aloe weave. Is that what that's a reference to? That song by Aloe Black? Or is there another meme that I'm not... that's not on my radar? Now, I won't get to feature the new fear radius with this modifier, but I think it's okay. What's the worst that can happen? I aggro the butcher. That's playable. You gotta buy the new killer. Been playing some DBD recently. Joke's on you, man. You can't buy the ghoul yet. The ghoul is only on the PTB currently. Very interested to see if anyone can make that killer work, because looking at his power and stuff, I think it's gonna be fun to like sling around like Spider-Man in a game like Dead by Daylight, but I can't imagine it being very good considering that you can't down people with his power. Double mega cells, by the way. The ghoul is the next best character in the game. The ghoul? Maylene says so. Maylene's gonna be an Onryo / Ghoul duo main, it seems. Because Tokyo Ghoul is one of Maylene's favorite anime, and Kaneki is one of Maylene's top 5 favorite anime protagonists in the world. Outclassed the nurse by far, dude. Okay, that tells me a lot about your skill in the game of Dead by Daylight. Or I'm just glad that people are enjoying themselves. Imagine if Nurse was able to sling around and then blink. 1092. I was thinking about like what kind of perk builds you would run on a killer like the ghoul. And 2 that I kind of like the idea of is running Lethal Pursuer and Thanatophobia, because he has pretty decent map mobility because of his, you know, slinging and stuff. And then because of his mobility and his ability to injure people a lot. I think that like Thana will be nice. So that way, yeah, the survivors will have to choose between mending and like spending time mending and healing, and trying to not get hit by the killer and his power, or they'll have to play the comp way, which I think is going to be playing against the ghoul while injured, but then suffering from thanatophobia as a result. And then the other two perks probably going to depend on how you want to take advantage of that. Yo, Blank, thanks for the raid, man. Hope your V56 high quota went well, dude. Currently playing the new update for Forsaken Frontiers, which dropped yesterday, actually. And yeah, just kind of going through Metro, Tunnel, and Hospital today, because these are the ones with the new cells, and yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm still gonna hit you up so we can play. I haven't forgotten about that. You know, it's funny, Maylene and I still talk about your... What the hell is this vent? Speaking of blank sheet of paper, about your clip on escape mode. Dude, you almost had... And how the Venturous popped on you right before you escaped. I think you'll be happy to know that the Venturous was nerfed this patch, like, pretty significantly. So, if you had reworked Venturous during that escape mode run, you would have made it 100% of the time. Also, what the hell? Okay, give me a second. This is a new cell, so I need to figure out how we're doing this. If I walk in, this closet might be part of it. There's progress that way. There's a vending machine here. I'd imagine a door can spawn here as well. Okay. SQ? They got an SQ mention, or SQ reference right there. Oh, and then this is the... Okay, this is the end of the cell then, because this is a different one. They got the clocks in there. It's an SQ and Tato reference, really. Shout out to SQ and Tato. You can go this way. Okay, wait. This is different also. We're just getting new... Okay, I see why they're saying that you can get lost in doing this. Oh, this is a reworked one. The one with the double stairs. That makes things a little bit easier, actually. So you have the double stairs. Holy crap. Okay, hold on. So you're looking for this double stair setup, and then the entrance is going to be on the opposite side of this ticket station then. You don't want to go through here, you're going to want to go through this way. Okay, there's a thing here. And the entrance is going to be the side with this pole. And it looks like you have the double doors up here. Oh, there's a vending machine up here. That's cool. You can hide right here. Well, I think the original double stairs tile is still in the game. Unless you're talking about the new one. Also, welcome in, Sam. Okay, this is the end of this tile as well. 1976. Question is, do I go farther that way where I know an enemy? Okay, well, this door's open. No, I opened this. I don't remember. Oh, damn. No, I did not open this. They opened it because I definitely did not open that door. So it's a 50-50, depending if I'm going to get closer or farther away from the enemy. It is no longer a 50-50 because he did not go this way. This gives me a lot of info, actually. That means the enemy is actually going farther that way. It does make it harder to track where enemies are because I have the SQ Dread modifier, or field condition rather, if you want to use the official terminology. Ooh, there. Okay, so we do still have this. I do like that I'll say that I do like that reworking the tiles didn't mean that they necessarily removed them, because now we have even more variety for tiles. I said it before, like when they first added the Metro Mega Cell, that in a game like this with procedural generation and like super recognizable pieces, it's super exciting for people who are familiar with all of them when a new piece gets added, because it just changes so much sometimes. So for there to be, you know, I was super excited when they added one cell. With Lethal Company, I was excited when they added the diagonal tiles and the octagon tiles to the factory interior. And now that, You know, I was excited when they added a new cell to tunnels and hospital and all that. Now they decided to cook and just add a whole bunch to the 3 new maps. It'd be a fun one today. Okay. We are gonna dabble a little bit over here. We don't have to commit crazy hard. I mean, we're on exploration mode. I think 2000 is already plenty. We also have an elevator. We're just gonna call this. If the butcher gets called, I just run anyway. The butcher's not this way because this door is open, or closed rather. So the butcher went the other way. I'd imagine it's the butcher that's here rather than the shambler. We go this way because we natural our way back into an elevator. I like taking elevators where tile orientation just naturally brings you back to an elevator. But unfortunately, this is going to be a dead end, so I'm just going to take this. It is 6 o'clock as well. 6 o'clock is just kind of a good rule of thumb time to make your way back, especially if you don't know spawns. And, you know, with the way spawns work in this game, it's probably not really possible to gauge when stuff spawns. That's another reason why I like Pentagon too. I just know that every enemy is on the map. I don't have to worry about spawn times. I just know that how much I do is going to be very dependent on when they spawn and where they spawn and how well I can outplay the situation. I don't have to worry about enemies spawning in behind me, except maybe the Ventress. Do I know how much the breathing range got increased? I do not. I don't know like the set values of it, honestly. But it was enough. On day 1, it was enough for me to like have the breathing and then crouch walk out of line of sight away from the butcher, which was cool. It still doesn't change the possibility of an enemy sneaking up on you if you're on a tile where your elevation can change. But you should be able to detect things a lot faster, especially if you're someone who walks around a lot. People who are running, I don't think they should expect to get much value out of the fear indicator to begin with. Mostly because if you're running a whole bunch, your own breath from using stamina is gonna interfere with the fear radius breathing. So people who are walking should be able to tell a difference. We have Shadow Step Metro, by the way, for day 3. So we're gonna take advantage of this. And because nothing's changed on, I mean, normally what you do in a run here is you go to Pentagon. You go to Pentagon and you get your free boost to your run, or you reset because you died on Pentagon somehow. I think going to Pentagon early and unlocking it as a map is just way stronger than waiting for you to almost fail your debt and then go to Pentagon. Especially since Pentagon is a map that you can just pay to revisit now. I don't think there's really a reason to not do that. It's just the best map. Even though it's the most expensive one, the returns you can make on it is insane. Here's a new cell, by the way. The one with the vending machine right here, and this does open up. So cool. This is kind of nice too, because let's say I'm like running away from here and I'm running out of stamina. Sometimes you might actually get use out of this vending machine. There's not a lot of vending, like prior to this cell, I don't think there were a lot of vending machines that are crazy useful. That one might be the most useful vending machine in the game currently, because a lot of the vending machines are kind of out of the way. That one is not. That one is in the path. Now, getting out of the vending machine safely is kind of a whole different thing because it's in the middle of a hallway. But we can figure that out if we ever have to use it. It's much better. There we go. Welcome in, USA. Hey, Dragon Skater. Yep, playing some Forsaken today. The only reason I didn't play on Monday is because I went out to lunch with my friend Brian. Shout outs to anyone who even knows who I'm talking about, who was around for my early Lethal Company days, and even the one Project Zomboid video I uploaded on the channel. Yeah. He's moving to Japan in July. So yeah, I finally caught up with that dude. It's been like a year since I talked to him. And then, you know, now that I'm kind of going back out in the world and being a human being, I've decided to finally start reaching back out to people. And first thing he told me was that he's moving to Japan, so be hanging out with that guy for a little bit before he goes on his way. It was just supposed to be like a lunch thing, but then we ended up spending like the entire day together. It was a real nice time. Okay. Went to Korean barbecue. There's something about this week that just gave me a strong inclination towards Korean barbecue. There's a world where I go again today, but because my uncle wants to go back to the Korean barbecue place with the cast iron cauldron to try their pork platters this time, and also to try their fried rice. Ooh. This is, wow, okay. This is different now too. They put the ticket station on this side. Another diagonal locker, that's sweet. Big ol' loot room. I wonder, okay. I wonder where the doors would be. Like, would a door spawn here? Would a door spawn here? Or, because I can't imagine this being a tile where doors don't spawn, or like hallways don't spawn. Okay, that's upstairs because I don't have breathing currently. We'll go this way. I'm probably not gonna go to, 'cause if I go to Korean barbecue, I'm gonna have to cut this Forsaken stream short, and I don't really want to do that. I want to like really experience what these new cells have to offer and stuff, and that might take some time. I also do want to play some Dead by Daylight later tonight, and also edit some stuff. Now that 10 Quota League's over, I'm gonna be giving like my Dead by Daylight channel like a serious go. So yeah, both Dead by Daylight and my food stuff. I just have like a really good time making Dead by Daylight videos. Okay, why is this kicked down? Ooh, okay, it must be a shambler this way, because I heard the butcher over on the other side. Unless they weren't in the mega cell with me. There's a possibility that the butcher was not in the mega cell with me, or like kicking its way into the mega cell. I'm a little confused. Oh, I'm a little less confused. But it's okay. We don't need a whole bunch. We got to see a lot of metro cells this day, so it's fine. Dude, Korean barbecue sounds fire all the time. I don't think there's, like, so long as my finances allow it, I don't think there's ever a time where I'm not down for Korean barbecue. I'll go multiple days in a row. I don't care. I forgot to be looking at this. My bad, guys. I spent a decent amount of time in the beta test, just pulling the lever over and over and over again. And then at some point, Conchas joined in. At some point, Maylene joined in. And we just kept pulling that lever until we read every single one. And I got a screenshot of every single one. Okay, like I said, this is normally the part where you go to Pentagon. The Pentagon doesn't have any new stuff, so we're not gonna go to Pentagon. We're gonna play the game as the devs intended. We're gonna pay off what we can pay off. I still have 5,600. Hospital cost, oh, okay, 800 now. So prior to v1520, the debt for cycle 2 would always be 1,600, and then it would follow the numbers of endless mode always. So 1,600, 2,200, so on and so forth. If anyone's curious about the endless numbers, I posted it in the in the Made in Fairyland Discord. I don't think I pinned it though. I might go ahead and pin that at some point if I find it, or I'll post it again somewhere. But I do have the values up to DC 14 at least for endless. But we're gonna find out what the exploration ones is. 800 is significantly less. That's just half of what is required for endless. But again, exploration is supposed to be the easier and more accessible game mode, so I think this is a good number actually. So with that in mind, we actually have 48.88 to spend. 48.88, which means we only have $888 to work with here, because if we don't want to go into debt going to the hospital. 888, that's probably enough for like one bolt cutter. Oh wait, I forgot, stuff costs less in exploration mode also. So I mean, it's still only one bolt cutter, but because lanterns are on sale, I could buy a lantern as well. Just kind of preemptively buy one for when we go to the tunnels. I won't buy the med kit. I think I'll just play with the, do I buy two? No, I don't buy two lanterns. I think I'll just play with the med kit station and this for now. It's fine. Now, don't take this as, like, saying that you don't pull enough on Metro to progress. Normally from here, you're supposed to go to a hotel early. Or if you're like, if you're a comp, you go to a hospital, and then now your money's all fine. You can go wherever you want from there. But we're gonna go to hospital because it has a lot of new cells, and we're gonna check that out. Got the bolt cutter in case I come across any alarm doors that I want to unlock, or perhaps even have to unlock. And yeah, we're gonna pick our spots wisely here. It's still unbroken hospital, so I might end up just kicking a bunch of doors down. And I'm bringing the lantern for visibility purposes. I don't expect myself to die here. And if I die here, that's just a skill issue, to be honest. I really shouldn't die. Like, dying here would probably just be a reset on a real run. Welcome in, Harmonica. Hello, hello. We're just getting started here. We finished our first look at the Metro, at least on DC1, so now we went straight to the hospital. I guess this run will also be for the people who think that going to Pentagon during DC1 is a little bit cheesy. Admittedly, it kind of is. But meta is meta is meta. I see an alarm door over that way, so we're gonna use one bolt cutter charge for the alarm door. We're still gonna loot normally because obviously I'm gonna need some money to be able to go to tunnels. And tunnels cost significantly more than hospital. At least for tunnels though, I have the equipment that I want. You know, lantern bare minimum, maybe sledgehammer, just in case I get like the Thomas Walker spawn that really kind of messes with my run. Oh. But I don't see Thomas Walker very often. Or I say Thomas Walker, but the pack rat is what I mean. I mean, same thing, same thing. You know, you know. 1940. We're about to pay off. Well, no, we haven't fully paid off the cost of this trip yet because I need to pay off the bolt cutter and the lantern as well. But oh, you know what? I have to be careful. I don't know what time the Venturous spawns on Unbroken. A dead end. Anytime I say the words dead end, I think about a previous Made in Fairyland project by the same name. I don't think I'll open that fire exit door yet. Because there's some other ways to go. Like we can go here. Like I said, I only have this one bolt cutter for the 3 days unless I sell early, so I want to make sure that I only use them for significant unlocks. Besides, it sounds like someone's kicking down the fire exit door anyway for me. Which would be ideal, honestly. Oh, we can go this way. Forgot that there was this way still. Huh. I'm kind of goose egging on these. Do these even have loot in it? I can't even see the oh, the shelves are just super dark. Do I have a DC goal? Not really. I just kind of want to. I'm just checking out the new cells on the new map, or on Metro, Tunnels, and Hospital, and seeing what numbers I see for the DCs that come up. I guess we're gonna see how far I can go just from naturally playing exploration mode without like while only using these 3 maps. I think we will only go to Pentagon once we're forced to. Even though it's way better to not do that. The cool thing about going to Pentagon for the first time too is that it's free. You know, normally it's an 8,000 cost, but go to that place for free is insane. And you know, if you just loot so much on that one day that you go, you'll be able to afford to go back again if you do it right. I've had like decent success doing it solo, and oh man, if I did it in like duo or as a group where we each pull like 20 to 30k, like you're set for so long doing that, especially if you keep doing it. Bro, low-key, I think that Pentagon should have negative modifiers always after the first one. Because I think Pentagon's way too strong. But I don't know. I know that people still struggle on current version of Pentagon, so that probably wouldn't be received crazy well. But I definitely don't like if modifiers get added to Pentagon, I definitely think that Pentagon should not have positive modifiers. I think Pentagon will be insane. Like too insane. Okay, we don't go that way because they kick the door in that way. We're gonna unlock here because this could be a big loot room for us. The interesting part about this tile is that I sometimes am inclined to try and just unlock both sides in case I have to use this tile to run through. Like I don't want to use a bolt cutter mid chase, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if I don't get in a chase, then I will have used 2 bolt cutters on a room that I could have just fully cleared with 1. But, you know, if I was fully equipped with double bolt cutters and all that, I'd probably just use the extra charge. I think it would be worth the safety net. 1 Shadow Step Pentagon. Yeah, I think Shadow Step's so strong. I think Surplus is stronger in the early game. Surplus is stronger in the early game when there's a lot less spawns. Okay, we're good to go this way. That's the Shambler. But then as like the difficulty increases and there's more enemies on the map, sometimes you can't fully take advantage of Surplus. Because you're just going to be in so much danger that you're gonna have to leave before you can you even feel a difference in the loot potential. But Shadow Step, you can just run freely, and as long as you don't get visually spotted, you're fine for the most part. And I've found that I usually get more value out of that. Okay, hold on. What's going on here? Why is an alarm door getting kicked down? Either way, there's like 2 alarm doors here. Especially in solo, at least. Maybe Surplus is still better in multiplayer because you can kind of split aggro across different players. And the ones who don't have the aggro can just go on a freaking looting frenzy. But for solo, Shadow Step seems to be stronger. I love to see Metro or Surplus on Metro though in DC1. That's probably like one of the best times to see it. Right, exactly. Like even if you get in chase with Shadow Step, it's very, very doable to get out of chase with it. Though sometimes when enemies lose me mid chase, it makes it hard for me to like kind of manipulate their pathing or like encourage them to go in different ways. Which isn't an issue when you're only dealing with one enemy, but when you're dealing with multiple enemies, you kind of want to be able to push them in certain directions so you have more favorable pathing. So if they lose you some... For example. Jesus. Yeah, surplus still ignores the remaining loot percentage. But you see how the Forsaken lost me? I would have been fine with him pathing all the way to me. So I can door slam him. But I ended up getting the door slam anyway, so it worked out. I think the Ventress lost me too because of Shadow Step. Yeah, Shadow Step. What time is it? 5:50? I think we're okay. $7,000's fine. Not amazing, but it's workable. Especially, I mean, yeah. We paid off everything. Like, you know, with this, we're covering our we're covering our cost to go to the hospital. We're covering our cost for the bolt cutter. We're covering our cost for the lantern. Nothing on sale? That's crazy. I wasn't aware that you could have ones where nothing spawns. You know what's funny? The reason why it took me so long to find all the ECD terminal messages is because I kept getting ones that existed prior to v1520. It was like crazy RNG. Hospital surplus, by the way. And I'm going in with 4 bolt cutter charges. That's kind of sad. Depending on how quickly I use these, I might end up buying a second one. A second bolt cutter. But you know, I can always just get infected, and then my time will be limited anyway. We'll see how it goes. Here, kicking to the left, or to my right, so I'm gonna go left. We're gonna see if there's a cheeky little locker this way. I'm gonna close that. Go this way. Lots of open cabinet spawns, which is a little unfortunate. This is the same. I haven't seen the new ones yet, the new hospital cells. I guess I didn't explore as many cells as I did on the metro, but just because I have to be a little bit more cautious. That's crazy. What we're gonna do, I think we're gonna go up the fire exit now. That's so many locked doors, that's nuts. Okay. So we're gonna do the one that gives us the most promising progress, I think, which is here. This looks like a dead end. I might end up buying another bolt cutter. That's because Surplus Hospital really shines once you start unlocking the alarm doors. Holy crap! There's like it's like a surplus of locked doors. That's the kind of surplus I got. Okay. Pressure harmonica, get home safely. Well then. Oh. Okay. Weird visual thing. I don't... Okay, we don't unlock these because those don't progress into anything. We're gonna do this. Ventress spawned in before 6 PM, by the way. I'll just have to keep that in mind. This is kind of a scary one, because if she pops right there, I'm cooked. So I'm gonna walk a little bit. Actually, no, I'm not. If she pops right here, then I'll know that she pops by 10 AM. And that's kind of crazy for exploration mode, probably. Patched wall after fixing vent. True. That vent got reworked to all hell. I'm getting scammed here. I think I'm getting scammed. This is gonna be when the alarm door finally shows itself. At least these are lootables. Okay. I don't mind seeing this because this particular setup is insane on surplus. Like, look how much loot that was. And sometimes you get it twice too. Okay, well, that's why all of them were juiced, because the other one had absolutely nothing. Okay. I feel like I'm making a decent amount here. Yeah, I got like 4360. Considering that I haven't seen an alarm door yet, I feel like this is pretty good. Again, the cost for tunnels, I think it's 4,500 for tunnels? 4,500, so which is 9,000 total travel cost to go all 3 days. So I'm pretty sure I'm covered already. Be able to go to tunnels for 3 days. So this is gonna help me go with equipment, because I do want to get my adrenaline now. I would like to secure that. I also have to be wary of the spider. I might end up going back, to be honest. I feel like I'm pretty far in. And there were a lot of like scary ventress events on the way here. I don't want to restart the run. We're gonna take a quick peek over here. Like, if anything, we're lucky that we got surplus doesn't mean you always have to go as far as you can. Sometimes surplus gives you the luxury of not having to go as far as you would have had to otherwise. If this wasn't surplus and I had this same generation, I would not be in as good of a spot as I am right now. So sometimes you just gotta take advantage of that, I feel. But sometimes it's hard to not loot when you open a door and it's just like a loot-filled room. Yeah, I'm not... See, like, this room is one that I can ignore. What time is it? 1:52. Okay, let's get past this event, I'm pretty sure. I thought there was an event there. There are some scary ones, and I don't remember entirely where they are. There's one right here, I think. Maybe not. Yeah, there it is. Oh, wow, we're back already. What the fuck? Did I not go this way? Oh, well. With reason, I guess. Damn. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. Like, this is plenty of money, I feel. Runners needed for a message delivery between affected sectors. What else do we get? None. Question is, do I go back? I mean, I haven't seen any of the new tiles yet, so we'll run it back one more time. Oh, I miscalculated somehow. Like, I still have $1,000 left. So I guess I do have enough to buy another bolt cutter. I actually have enough to buy a med kit as well, without going into debt. I'll buy 2 of them at 10% off, that's fine. Yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. We're just gonna run it down on hospital. Not that the medkit will help a crazy amount. Maybe I should have bought a stun light instead. Get that aggro value. Honestly, not a bad start for a 74% day. Almost like the loot difference isn't palpable when you get spawns like these. Okay. Yeah, we get a alarm door room immediately, which is nice. We'll see what this looks like at 74%. We're at like 650-ish prior to, I mean 688 before I picked up, or after I picked up those first two things. So let's see where I'm at the end of this tile. Please, thank you. Wait, what? I thought I was able to like wall, grab loot through a wall there, but I must have moused over the alarm door at some point. Go here. $15.56. So we got about $1,000 worth of loot in here, even at 74%, which is really freaking good. We've at least paid off this run currently. I think with this setup, I'm gonna unlock this. Just make sure I have an escape route. Pathing's kind of scary, to be honest. My goodness, look at all these vents. You know, I think I'm gonna lock this one in, actually. I'm gonna lock this one in. I thought about going to Metro and just, you know, locking in what I can from there. I really don't have to greed here when the main point is to just try and experience all the new cells. I have enough money to do that. I am gonna go this way though, at least. I hear door kicks all the way in the distance over there, so I won't entertain going crazy far. Because after this, we can buy our full equipment. We can play a little bit more like how I like playing. Bunker surplus. I mean, too bad Bunker doesn't have new cells. We're still up 744, or rather, we just paid for all the equipment that we got just now. Everyone out there out on their motorcycles making me jealous. Wish I had that kind of money. The thing about motorcycles. Oh wait, I'll finish this thought. I've considered, like, you know, like the idea of riding a motorcycle is really nice. The thing is, like, and I trust myself to be safe as a rider, and, you know, someone who will maintain the motorcycle so that it doesn't malfunction on me. My problem with riding is that I don't trust anybody else on the road to keep me safe. Almost everyone, like, I don't know a single person who has ridden a motorcycle regularly who hasn't gotten in an accident within a year of getting their motorcycle. And those are odds that I'm not willing to try. If I'm gonna get in a car crash, I'd rather be, you know, within the safety of the chassis of my vehicle. Also, a lot of times when I'm driving, I'm not awake enough to the point, like, as I would want to be, to ride a motorcycle also. I guess if I were gonna ride, I would have to change my lifestyle a bit to where I am a bit more awake for that kind of thing, but a lot of my driving is just kind of groggily driving to work in the morning or something, or driving home after a long shift. If anything, I would probably get the motorcycle for sport than anything. But just for, like, my own personal safety, I don't think I can justify getting a motorcycle. We're gonna pay this off. Let's see what DC3 looks like. Where's my phone? I'm gonna write these down. 500 DC1, 800 DC2. I didn't write these down last time, so I had to go through my VOD of my endless run to have the DC, like the debt cycle amounts. Expiration. Mode, v1520. DC1, 500, DC2, 800, DC3, 1100. Is it? I wonder if it's gonna just be a static 300 increase. you know, endless scales upward. Or maybe like maybe it'll scale as you increase with difficulty as well, because we'll see if it increases by more than 300 now that we're on withering difficulty. SQ. Flexing on the board, dude. Hey, there's an SQ reference in the new in one of the new Metro tiles. 6 lantern medkit. We'll bring the bolt cutter. Bolt cutter is just nice. Ooh, sledgehammer. We will buy the sledgehammer. Oh, Sunlight's only 750 in this version. We'll buy an adrenaline. We'll finally do that. Yeah, dude, they put a clock. They put a clock in one of the new ones. Oh, also in this version, if you have a full inventory, you can still buy stuff, which is nice. I don't think I'll need more than one sledgehammer this run, so I think we're kind of chilling here. I highly doubt I'll need more than one lantern as well. I'm pretty confident in my ability to not die with this thing. We do need the tunnel, or the lantern though. Just makes life on tunnels a lot easier. We can go to tunnels. We'll still have $4,546 left to spend or to save. Oh, minus the 1100, 34. We'll have like 3,400. We currently have 3,400 extra in the bank right now that we can use on equipment or just save. But I'm probably gonna go back to Metro. We're just probably gonna run these 3 over and over and over again and see how far that takes us. I have seen the new double stair tile. I actually didn't look at the ceiling, but I did at least memorize the layout. I guess that's a good reason to go back to tunnels. I'll go look at to Metro. I'll go look at the ceiling then. We got immediate tunnel mega cell. This one isn't new, but unless they reworked this, I kind of doubt that they would. But we'll see. Yeah, like this one's so new that I can't imagine them reworking it. This is different though. This is immediately different. Okay. Yeah, so instead of just one hole, like square hole in the hallway, there's 2. Huh? You have to crouch this? Okay. What? Oh, that's crazy. I wonder if enemies can go through that. If they can, like, that's gonna be difficult to navigate. You can't run through that tile. I don't know if that's intended or not. Enemies can't go through? Okay. I think I did see that in the beta test. I think someone did report something like that. There's a new fire barrel. Okay, okay. Oh, here's another one. There it is. Oh, I have enemy breathing now. Butcher. Oh, please don't get stuck there. Wait. Cool. We might get a butcher room then. Hello. Okay, wait. We have an opportunity here. I'm going to trigger this. Because you can't do this anymore. Or can you? Okay. Still navigating the same way from this. There's probably another way to go from the mega cell, so we're gonna go a different way. Well, welcome in, egg. Appreciate the work, lurk. So it looks like you actually still can cheese loot on that tile. I just didn't have a specific loot spawn for me to cheese there. That was the intention of increasing the radius so that you can't cheese the loot. But maybe I feel like loot can still spawn close enough where you can cheese it. I'm probably gonna want this door unlocked for running purposes. Or escape purposes. That look, I might go back there if I find a fire barrel here. Kinda do need a fire barrel soon. This is, oh wait, this is just an elevator tile. Wait, it's a new one with no fire barrel. That's messed up. Okay. Well, we can't appreciate everything. We don't have time to appreciate that. Kinda have to go get some fire. This is the original tile. I'm so freaking traumatized by holes. Like sometimes I'll see what's it called? I'll see clothes on the floor and think that I'm about to fall through. I feel like I didn't do a whole bunch here. I mean, I'm up 2,000 still. You know, it's exploration mode. We don't have to play that hard. Let's play as if, like, you know, we're not some frickin' juicer trying to go on a world record run for exploration mode right now. We saw new tiles on tunnels. We might not have seen all of them. We learned some things. Remember the goal of this run, Austin. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be horrible if I died here. I kind of want to chill, you know what I'm saying? Exploration is, so endless is the default mode still. Exploration is an easier version of it. So like the amount you need to pay off for your debt is significantly lower. So we're figuring out just how much lower in this run. Stuff on the store costs less, and the difficulty maxes out at hollowed difficulties, so you only play on unbroken, withering, and then hollowed for the rest of the run. Instead of it going up to condemned and forsaken. It's for people who kind of just want to have a chill time, or it's also really good for people who are learning the game for the first time, because there's a lot less, you know, enemy pressure out there. And the loot values are still the same as endless. I might throw out, I mean, I've shared like this thought with Maylene at least, but I'm probably gonna throw an official suggestion out on the Discord about loot values in regard to exploration and nightmare mode. Because, you know, for the history of the versions for Forsaken Frontiers, I felt that nightmare mode has been easier than endless mode because the loot is worth more there in nightmare mode compared to endless. Like, no matter what difficulty you throw on nightmare mode, the increased loot value has just made it worth going there every time, especially like if you're going for speed runs, for like DC-10 speed runs. If you're trying to see how far you can go, just like high cycle wise, nightmare is the way to go. And I was thinking about it, and I'm gonna take a look at nightmare at some point too. Maybe not today, because I'm probably gonna be spending a lot of time on exploration today. But like, if the difficulty then comes from nightmare mode scaling differently than endless, which I think is going to be the case. I think nightmare mode will scale faster than endless mode and harder. I feel like that's kind of offset by the fact that the loot is also worth more on nightmare. So that I don't know how much more palpable the increased difference is going to feel because the nightmare loot is different. If anything, I think nightmare would benefit from having lower loot values, because it would force players to stay in there longer and get more loot longer. And I think it would be fine to have lower loot values and higher debt scaling, because nightmare is supposed to be difficult. And then on top of that, I don't think nightmare should have positive modifiers. I think nightmare should be all negative modifiers, and potentially even guaranteed negative modifiers. I think those things would give a good change to nightmare mode and really give that version the more difficult experience that it's supposed to be. And endless is fine. Endless can be left untouched. And if you want to do increased loot values, I think give it to exploration mode. Let them have the buffed loot. Doesn't really solidify that this is going to be the training grounds game mode. Or if you just really want to chill, put it over here. That's a good alternative too. All modes having one-time value as well. But then I think like adding the negative modifiers also would give it that thematic difference rather than just a purely mathematical difference. If that makes sense. Keep the loot the same, but make all mob silent move twice as fast. So you basically just want Dio's ultra modded version, because that's something that Dio was experimenting with, like faster mobs and different size mobs too, from an aggro butcher. I don't think Nightmare mode needs all that, but it was definitely a fun version. Why are we getting all this dread, by the way? SQ wasn't even here for that part. If exploration debt is just plus 300, like static plus 300, I think that's fine also. This can be for the people who missed the old debt system as well, because you know the old debt system was just static increases based on difficulty, and you know even though like you know Maylene and I and a lot of people didn't like how you can go on insanely long runs as a result, some people did enjoy it, and you know there was some kickback to when we got the new debt system in v1500, even though I personally enjoy the scaling in v1500 way more. But you know, it kind of gives something for everyone. I don't really see myself playing exploration mode all that much, but I'd be happy if that was something that was available to people who missed that. Yeah, we're gonna see. Well, plus 300 might just be because it was on Unbroken. We'll see what it looks like on Withering, and also just from like watching people play and like the feedback that people have, like plus 300 plus 1000 might still be a little too much for them to, especially considering how much it costs to go to different maps and stuff. Like, no offense intended, but I really don't have the highest expectations when it comes to performance from people playing this game. Just based on like the feedback that I've seen from this game, you know, like a lot of things that I think are very workable and manageable are things that people are struggling endlessly with, to the point where, like, I don't know, that people are calling for nerfs and that the game's too hard, etc., etc. So having it like this is just going to be for people like that. What is, yeah. Did I expect good for performance from you? I expect better, dude. I expect better from you. I think, dude, you probably have the most solo experience in the game currently. I think that's actually true. Like just raw hours wise, you got me beat as far as hours go. And a lot of people who have more hours don't really play a lot of solo. This is new, by the way. What the? Wait, this is kind of a cool setup, actually. Oh, this is a Dead by Daylight ass barrel. I'm about to be looping freaking entities around this thing. They brought barrel tech to Forsaken Frontiers. Imagine you just breaking line of sight like this. Shout out to anyone who knows what I'm freaking talking about. Barrel tech is so fun. Check on Steam ladder. Well, I'm talking about most hours in solo gameplay specifically. I don't think Conchas doesn't have the most hours out of every people who've played this game. There are people who've put up insane numbers as far as hours go, but hours playing solo, I don't think there's anyone who has more. He's excited to play DVD, dude. Like I've really thought about it real hard, you know, because it's no secret that I'm like pretty disenchanted with my Lethal Company experience. I'm just really over it for the most part. And when I really think about what game I would play if I were just a gamer and not someone who made videos, it's Dead by Daylight. But the thing is, like, the making videos thing is just such a natural appeal to me as well. And so then it becomes, what kind of video, like, gaming video do I want to make and actually, like, actively show people? Answer is still Dead by Daylight. I get way more excited to, like, curate like the Dead by Daylight videos for the 2 people who watch them than I do, like, just doing, like, a Lethal Company playthrough or something. Forsaken Frontiers, I'm still excited to push because, you know, it's fun supporting, like, a friend's work. And I do just still enjoy, like pushing this game too. I like the challenge of convincing people that this is good, or like, you know, showing people that the struggles that they're facing in this game, that there is a workaround to it, there is an outplay somewhere. Which was kind of like my initial draw to Lethal Company also, you know, because when Lethal Company first came out, the thought of people playing solo or doing challenge runs and going super far in the game just was kind of unheard of. And I was like, you know what? Let's just do it anyway. I think it's very possible. And just like how people say Forsaken Frontiers is like crazy difficult and definitely not really possible solo. I mean, that's not as much of the case nowadays because people have been putting up insane numbers and going on crazy runs and stuff. He didn't hear that? That's crazy. He must be facing the other way. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, they're having a skill issue. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Welcome in, Real. Well, listen, man, the thing, here's the thing. Like, I feel like this game is so fair. This game is so fair. Difficult, but fair. So when, like, the initial reaction to difficulty is, this game's too hard, it needs to be nerfed, that rubs me the wrong way. It's like, especially when a new patch comes out, like, we haven't had this version of the game for even, like, 12 hours. Why are we asking for, like, changes or whatever? Why does everything just need to be nerfed instead of, like, us take some time to actually figure out some new stuff, you know? That irks me, man. Okay. And now we have EMP. That's cool. We'll go back. Now, I don't think everyone has to be good at video games. I really don't. I don't think that's a requirement. And as far as like making the game easier for people who don't want to like really do all that, exploration mode is literally right here now. But I don't think it's gonna get easier than this. I think this is like, for a game that's supposed to be difficult, the fact that this mode even exists, I like that there is an easy mode, because this is the easy mode. I think this is plenty. I think if anything, like, the only buff that could potentially be on the table still is maybe have no negative modifiers in exploration. Like that was the final piece of the like the different game mode suggestions that I would have. I don't think it should be guaranteed positive modifier, because I think it's still fine for people to, like, you know, experience the maps as they are normally. And then endless mode could introduce the concept of negative modifiers, and then you can guarantee them in nightmare mode if you really wanted to. But as far as like entities and stuff go, like entity spawns, etc., I think they are all perfectly fine with where they're at now. Uh-oh. Like games like Cuphead Hollow Knight considered very difficult challenge runs, right? I was even thinking of like Dark Souls and stuff too. But I think part of the reason why there was a lot of kickback for the difficulty is because, you know, people don't play Lethal Company for the difficulty or the challenge. They play it for the sillies. And when you... And like, so, it makes sense when a community that plays for the sillies might not enjoy a game that's challenging you as a gamer, like Forsaken Frontiers does. Lethal Company doesn't inherently challenge you as a gamer. Lethal Company is meant to be unfair, like bullshit that you're supposed to like not have any chance at. It's just that gamers have decided to treat it otherwise and treat it seriously and perform highly anyway. Whereas Forsaken Frontiers, it expects you to perform, if that makes sense. Any silliness comes from the people that play it, but I don't think the game lends itself to silliness, which is a major difference. Do you think it's kind of rough for casuals? Game's still sort of finding its identity. Update that changes everything is given a negative, sort of understandable. Agree with people too reactionary, right? And you know, that's something that happens to games in early access, or for rather, using early access as intended, because it's just kind of meta right now for people to release games as early access and then just leave the game, like have that be where the game's gonna be or whatever. Whereas early access is really when you're supposed to like just it's early access. The game isn't in its complete state. The devs are like actively working on it and figuring stuff out and changing things. And then when the game is finally in its most complete vision, that's when they take it out of early access and do an official release. It's just that there's not a lot of instances where a game in early access actually changes to the extent that Forsaken Frontiers does. And it's just not something that we're used to as players. Is it possible to full clear a map in FF? Probably. I don't think it's impossible, but I do think that you're gonna need a very coordinated group to do it. And there's no way to confirm whether you did it or not, because you know you'll never know if you cleared 100% of the loot no matter what. It's like if you have a group of 12 people who are all on the same mission, you could like all of a sudden clearing 400 cells isn't crazy. You only each have to personally clear like 20 of them. Probably not even that many. Maybe 30, but now that I know what the size of a cell, you already go through so many cells as just one person. Obviously you'll have to juggle entity aggro and stuff, but that's why I think traveling in pairs is so useful, because what you can do is you can have someone aggro an entity and then bring them back towards the train or back inwards towards explored areas, while the rest of your party still goes beyond that and loots ahead. But I don't know if there's any teams of that size that are coordinating at that level. Because right now, big groups kind of just all split in different directions, go solo, and then they either die out on a branch themselves and don't bring anything back, or they start pathing backwards with no one else to go continue down the path that they were going down, and then they just backtrack behind paths that people already looted and don't bring anything else back. Because everyone's looted, and you can't, and all you're gonna do if you go down a path that someone went down is just catch up to them, and by the time you do, you're just gonna have to come back anyway. Which is why I've said in the past, like I've said that there's probably like a group meta where you actually do travel in packs, and because once someone takes the entity aggro, the others can still continue down that path. Because what if that's the progress that you turned back away from, you know? But yeah, getting told skill issue in Lethal after being pinned in a room with 4 turrets, 2 mimics, and a coil head, that's absolutely a skill issue. The thing with Lethal Company is a lot of times when I say skill issue, in a lot of cases it's just in jest. When I say it's a skill issue in Forsaken Frontiers, like 99% of the time it's just true. I don't think that's a bad thing. Not everyone has like the skills or anything. You kind of do have to build them up. But the fact that you can is nice. Like, you know, when you play a game like, for example, if you take a game like Dark Souls, you don't just start off good at Dark Souls. If you do, you're like the 0.001% of gamers. You are not the people complaining about difficulty in video games. But you know, Dark Souls has that reputation of being a difficult game that people are willing to grind and learn. But horror extraction games in the same genre as Lethal Company do not have that same reputation. Because, you know, Lethal Company, you get struck by RNG lightning, what's your play? Not play Stormy Weather? You don't really have a choice on like a high quota run to not play Stormy Artifice, you know what I'm saying? If your goal is world record, or like the highest of peak performances. Whereas every time you get downed, or you die in Forsaken Frontiers, outside of like a bug that will eventually get fixed, you know, there was a play for you. There was a way to not be in that situation. 100% of them. Originally I thought that remaining percent was how much of the loot you missed on the previous day. That would be crazy. That would be cool actually, if you could just loot it all the way down to 0. That would probably be crazy to juggle though. Not a bad thing at all. Game is legit skill to shoot. Lethal just game did a little troll, right? And you know, I can take it a lot better when my run ends because I did something wrong, rather than walking out of a door and there was a giant there for some reason, or I just get randomly eyeless dog. Or the fact that I have to run in Lethal, just like constantly doing this to make sure I don't get brackened, for the possibility of a bracken spawning. I mean, I like that this became a thing, that this became a strategy, but holy crap, that's nauseating. Major difference between competitive Lethal and competitive FF is that in Lethal Company, 90% of the tech is to avoid situations. But in FF, it's more like 20%. LC, it's easier to realize that you shouldn't have done something that led to a wipe. FF, you need to learn from the actual wipe instead. That's true, isn't it? Also, Lethal just has like a way bigger competitive community also, and you can learn from a lot of people's mistakes rather than having to learn it yourself. I mean, obviously you're going to learn them yourself at some point, but there's just way more information out there, which is why I try so hard to push Forsaken Frontiers and put stuff out there for people to see. Be like, yo, this game is not as unfair as people make it out to be. I think it was very generous that Ventress was nerfed. I thought she was fully playable even in solo. Like, unnerfed Ventress is way more fair than a lot of the shit you play against in Lethal Company. I can tell from the statement that this guy plays Dyne in Lethal Company. Stay tuned for my duo high quota Dyne run with Illusion. We still need to do that soon. Playing high quota this week, I got insta-grabbed by an old bird when leaving and generally thought to myself, that was a skill issue, right? And you know, in a squad, it kind of is. I keep messing with the Ventress changes. It's cool, I welcome them. I don't think they were necessary, but I'd like, you know, let this be another testament that the devs are listening. They might not reply to every suggestion or bug change or message in the Discord, but I can promise you that they are seeing everything. I can promise you they are seeing everything and they are taking everything into consideration. Even when, you know, the community might not agree with the stuff they do, and that they might not agree with some of the changes that they make, they are listening, they are perceiving it. Ventress rework is a fine example of that. I don't think they wanted to nerf the Ventress, but you know, I think the way they did it is super awesome. I knew there was an old bird and I could have left through fire, right? Amounts of enemies and how unique they are from each other. I also think it's because this game doesn't lend itself to silliness as easy, like those two games do, you know what I'm saying? Like, games that take themselves seriously in this genre haven't performed like crazy. Like, look at the top 3 dogs in this genre. Lethal Company, Content Warning, and Repo. Not necessarily in that order, because Content Warning fell off a little bit, but Content Warning did have its like heyday. Whereas all the other ones, like, you know, Sketchy's Contract, Pilgrim. Okay, Murky Divers did okay also, but again, silliness. It's really like, can you be silly in a group in this game? This one, you can't really be that silly. If it's silly, it's because the group you have is inherently silly. By personality, they are silly. She was super annoying to me. Nico, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, that's a freaking skill issue, dude. But what the fuck? How'd you even get in here? I'm pretty sure I'm on invite only. Hey man.
I came to tell you that your lobby is open for people to come in.
Is it really? I'm pretty sure I set it to invite only. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure I set my lobby to invite only, so I'm gonna disconnect real quick. Right? Am I tripping balls? What? Wait, hold on. I did an invite. I thought Kletka was okay. I played Kletka, but again, it's another game that took itself seriously, and didn't pop. Even though the trailers and stuff popped, even though the demo popped. Again, it lacks that silly factor. But that's also part of the reason why I don't play those other ones and why Forsaken Frontiers like kind of fits with me better. It seems like I have a preference for like the more serious, or like the games that take themselves seriously. You know, even like, well, Dead by Daylight, you know, there's a lot of silly stuff that can happen or whatever, but there's a lot of skill expression when it comes to running a killer, and when it comes to understanding the macro of the game as well. But really, it's that rush in a 1v1 as Survivor that does it for me. Yeah, that was a big thing, batteries. The enemies in Kletka were a freaking letdown, unfortunately. But I only played against the one in the demo. Maybe they like fixed things afterwards. But environment-wise, was awesome. I thought the title menu screen was like absolute banger. One of the better ones in the genre. You can still join me? Okay, then I'm gonna tell Maylene that invite only isn't working. Is it showing up on a public lobby or is it showing up under friends? Because if it's a public lobby, that's gonna be an issue. The reason why I left it on invite only is so that way I could potentially invite people if I wanted to like open up the lobby a little bit. It's under friends? Okay. Well, thanks for letting me know at least. And letting Maylene know. That invite only isn't working. But we'll go back in. Stay with me, V. I also like some of Kletka's stuff too, where like, you know, each time you loaded in, you had a different set of perks and whatnot. I thought that was cool. But I don't know how inclined I am to play it. You guys will see me play Repo at some point. I think it's just kind of gone too big for me to ignore at this point. But yeah, I can't see myself getting serious about repo though. I'll play it seriously, of course, because that's my preference on how to play games like this. But I would really like to put some effort into Dead by Daylight also. And, you know, it's very exciting to me to try and grow a Dead by Daylight channel because there's going to be a challenge to growing it from where it's at now, because I won't have the advantage of being in an advantageous position during a viral phase like I was with Lethal Company. Yeah, I definitely appreciate how each game has approached it differently. And, you know, I know that I'm good friends with Maylene now and have like talked with Dio quite a bit, but that's not the reason why I like Forsaken Frontiers and push it. I already liked Forsaken Frontiers from the playtest before I even knew that Maylene and Dio were the developers and stuff. I really just thought that they were randos that were in the lobby. Chef and Tony the Dove crossover win. Dude, if Tony wants to do something, I'd be down to do something with him. I kind of feel bad because back when we were both, like, when he was doing stuff under Jimmy and when he was him and I were really, like, in our Lethal heyday, he did, like, comment on, like, YouTube at some point saying that we should do something together in Lethal. But it was at a time when I wasn't really open to collaborating with people. I was just kind of, like, exploring what it meant to do things, like, my way at the time. And really the only people I was playing with was Nico and Larry, and I was just kind of seeing how far that goes. And out of all the people that I didn't get to collaborate with, that was one where I was like, damn, I kind of wish I did that, because Jimmy's a real cool dude, Tony's a cool dude. When I found out that he was primarily a Dead by Daylight content creator, I'm like, dude, that's so freaking sick, actually. And he has like thousands of hours in that game too. Dead by Daylight is such a cool game to be good at, man. I mean, Dead by Daylight, I'm like, it's the next game right after my Lethal Company hours. And dude, I'm not even a Dead by Daylight content creator, and I have almost as much hours in Dead by Daylight as I do Lethal Company. I've just been playing Dead by Daylight to game, you know? Need to plan a Dead by Daylight full survivor lobby. I'll look into collaborating with them. I need to get my my content strategy down for Dead by Daylight first. I've kind of just been uploading at random. If you want to go follow my Dead by Daylight channel, just look up Chef Austin Plus or Chef Tua on YouTube. I'll put it in the Discord at some point once I'm ready to fully launch it. But then once I have that content strategy set, then, or at least workable, I think we'll be good to go. But dude, I'm like, I like Dead by Daylight 1 as a game and 2 as a freaking content machine. Every time I play Dead by Daylight, I come out with like 3 or 4 new videos, especially now, because this is like the longest stretch of time where I'm just constantly playing the game. And you'll hear me say it in one of my videos, or actually if you go watch the first video where I solo queued Dead by Daylight, which I put up a couple days ago, you'll hear that I've mostly played Dead by Daylight with friends, and right as I'm about to get real good at it, that's when we kind of drop it. And I've decided, like, you know what, I'm not going to drop it at this point. I'm just going to keep my skills sharp, and then when we get together with friends, I'll be able to still enjoy myself and like enjoy the company of friends, and also enjoy like playing the game mechanically, strategically, all that, etc. With the people I play with, I don't care how like comp we are as a group. I just think it's a good time, and sometimes it's like more fun to play with people. I will have separate times when I play by myself, just so I can do like my whole, you know, content creator thing and really voice out my thoughts while I'm playing and stuff, because that's not something I do when I play with people. But that's kind of part of why doing Dead by Daylight content is appealing to me, because then I can lean into both of those. And then if there's like a world where I can do Dead by Daylight and Forsaken Frontiers side by side, or Dead by Daylight and pushing Made in Fairyland at the same time, then I'll be cooking. Is the killer out already? I'm pretty sure that it's just the public test branch, dude. And the PTB usually runs for a week, and then it makes it to live at some point after. I'm not crazy interested in playing in the PTB right now. I'll just wait till he goes live, to be honest. And I don't think Maylene's crazy rushing to go play in the PTB either. Mostly because, you know, everyone's still grinding blood points. Everyone still wants to unlock shit. Which is kind of like, you know, a luxury that I have now that I've unlocked everything on Survivor side. I still have to unlock stuff Killer side, but at the same time I mostly play Survivor now, so it doesn't matter crazy much. But yeah. Dang, it's been a while since I've had a random Chef Austin TED Talk in the middle of the train, huh? Happens, it happens. But now I'm gonna go back to Metro now. I'm gonna go look at the ceiling that SQ was talking about. We're gonna go fully kitted to the Metro on Withering difficulty. Like a freaking maniac. Yeah, so Dead by Daylight has a public test branch. You can just opt into it. It's an open beta. It's just usually a really big file and stuff, and you don't actually progress on live. So I'm like, you know, most people don't have everything unlocked, so the blood points actually do matter to people. So whatever blood points you get in the PTB does not cross over, which, you know, makes sense. It shouldn't cross over. But that's also a big reason to not do it. You're knocked over what floor assigned to? Heard that. SQ got 2 references in here. I still think it's hilarious that no one believes me that I voiced a shambler. That's just gonna be a truth that I hold on to and will not seriously try and correct anyone about. Called the hung shambler for a reason. And they made my radius bigger now this time too. Grab these. Believe you in another world. What is this, a freaking isekai? Concha's got Ventress into another world. Looting in another world with my short goth girlfriend or whatever. Tags NTR. What am I saying right now? The truth. They hated him because he spoke the truth. Conchas couldn't even afford socks for her. That's crazy. Also, you know, I've seen people naming the entities, like giving them names. I've seen that the ECD ground force soldier is now named Frank. I fully disagree with the butcher's naming, you know. If anything, I would like to call back to the original names for the butcher back when there used to be 2 butchers in Nightmare mode. I actually don't remember I know that one of them was Barry. I don't remember what the other one was. You know, the 2 gay butchers. Those are the names in my head. But then on the Discord, Larry and Barry. There we go. Wait, his floor sign? Let's look at the floor sign. Where's your floor sign, SQ? But I saw that someone named the Ventress Brad, and now Ventress is just gonna be Brad in my head. Shout out to Nico remembering Larry and Barry. Let's go. In the office area? Okay. Next to the lockers. Is it this one? Or was it this? Oh, there it is. Look, there's SQ. Trippin'. Flippin'. SQ slip. Shout out to Larry. I haven't talked to that guy in forever, but I'm gonna be reaching out to him soon. He did reach out to me about some sushi gigs, but I was in the middle of work and I kind of forgot to answer. Dude, I'm so bad at answering my phone nowadays. Like literally, if you are not here in my Twitch chat, or if you're not Maylene herself, it is really hard to get a hold of me sometimes. What the fuck? I'm not sorry either. Sorry, has been approaching 1 million views. Hey, let's go. That's a milestone that I don't even have. Dude, I promise you, I am way better at answering Discord messages than I am at answering my phone. Also, I need to go back. I'm pretty sure we're running out of time here now. I've just kind of... I feel like I've been yapping a while. And we're on EMP, so there's no real way for me to keep track of time. So let's not lose this run. Oh, actually, maybe I didn't go that far, because this is pretty close to the train. I guess we can go check on the... Wait, can you check on the terminal now? Okay. Let me go check if you can check the time on the train still. I'm pretty sure you can, I just don't entirely remember where to look. Oops, this was the way back. I saw the train, I don't know why I thought... I don't know what I was thinking, man. I just don't remember where it is, because I would think I would go here and then look at the time right here, but it's somewhere else now. Oh, it's over here, right? Oh, it's only 3 o'clock, what the fuck? Oh, we're going back out there. No, we're not. I think we're good. It is not on the dead screen, home shows. It is on the debt terminal. Hold on, I have to recover from that one. I was gonna say it was the ECD terminal since that's what it was called in the patch notes. My frost protects what remains. That's a new one. By the way, you guys see that thing next to the TV right there? Little Easter egg for some incoming content. Also saw someone said that they like giving headpats to the ground for us. Shout out to that person. One of the few actually, is it the only character you can just naturally give headpats to? There are ways to give headpats to actual people in the game. You just have to make sure that like they're in front of a door or something grabbable or something. I think you can do it that way. Or they're like in front of the radio or something. I think you can manage it. But this one, it's a feature. It's a feature. Bolt cutter's on sale. I don't need to go to Metro 3 times. I'm not going to Infestation Hospital. I'm gonna go to Infestation Hospital, actually. Oh wait, by the way, the cycle is increased to 1500. DC4 is 1500, which means that the increase did increase from DC4 is 1500. So that was a $400 increase rather than a 300. So the amount does go up. I'm pretty sure that hollowed is gonna be 500. Yeah, okay, so that's back to the old scaling then. That's literally the original scaling from when difficulties were introduced, right? Because if you follow that pattern, condemned would be 600 increase, and then forsaken would be 700 increase. Okay. I now have an end goal for the run, or an end spot for the run. I want to see what the debt increases like at hollow difficulty. I do want to see what the debt increases like at hollow difficulty. What? The door just opened right now. What the fuck? Whatever. I'm gonna get another bolt cutter, man. Why did I go in? I'm not even that far. I just had to unlock so many doors so far. Let's loot. Or maybe we will go play on Nightmare for a little bit, just to kind of get an idea for the debt scaling. We'll do the same thing on Nightmare. That's what we'll do. We're just gonna. Let's do that now. Actually, let's do that now. I think that's a good time. And we'll do the same thing. We'll play on these new maps, play on the new cells, get some more experience. Because I feel like I have a decent amount of money here. But if this is going to be what the scaling's like, we just metro skip a bunch of times. I was about to sell. I don't need to sell yet. I can transcend. Wait, this happens in solo too? I didn't realize. Like that sound thing. 1500. Exploration mode, DC 10 speedruns incoming, DC 15 incoming. Oh wait, 2100, hold on. DC 5, 2100. So that's a 600 increase actually. So it's not static then. Alright, I went up to hollowed. I did go up to hollowed. But that's 600. Okay. Metro surplus. I might not be able to go as far with this amount of money then as I thought. But we'll figure it out. Oh, I didn't even sell the money that I had in there. It's okay. That amount in the bin will have us covered for this cycle as well. Vitamin D supplements, not a new one. I'm Servant 17. Alright, I think what we'll do on Nightmare mode is do the Pentagon strat. I probably won't do hit list, but I do want to at least see... Wow, I got Metro surplus again, bro. That's crazy. Rationing update. New caloric distribution system implemented effective 0800. Report to your assigned station for updated ration cards. I have so many of those ration cards. Let's sell these. 2100. Oh, up to 2900. Okay, so it's not a static increase. Not a static increase. Good. I think this is fine. That is now an 800 increase up from 600. I don't think I'll be able to... Okay, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna see if we can complete DC 10 with the amount of money that we have. We can at least do that. And honestly, if I went to Pentagon sooner, I probably would have been able to do it a lot sooner also. But I mean, you know, the point of the run is to go metro hospital tunnels. But I didn't even like... I don't think I performed like crazy on this, right? I didn't do anything too nuts. Should I go out on a 25% day just to like see what it looks like? One more day. I see the new DVD killer update. I did. I haven't played on the PTB yet, so I'm probably just gonna wait for him to go live before indulging. I think it's cool that they added an anime killer. I don't think the killer is very good though. He seems fun, at least to sling around the map and stuff. But killers that have to down people with M1s are kind of just not crazy good. I think he's gonna be a noob stomper though. I wouldn't mind playing against a bunch of them when the new killer comes out. A lot of times when a new killer comes out, it's like some super crazy strong thing, but I think when this guy comes out, I will be pleasantly surprised if people are good with him. I'll be very pleasantly surprised. If anything, I'm more looking forward to the new Forsaken Boneyard map. Ooh, okay, that's a DC 7 is 4,000. That's an 1,100 increase. I'm considering playing some Dead by Daylight on stream. We'll see. I do want to check out the nightmare scaling first, though. We're gonna see how the timing works out. But the nightmare scaling is going to be an important number for me to know, because I can keep you safe. It's going to be an important number to know because I still want to do my hit list DC 10, and I'm not going to down patch to do it. I do think it's going to be harder now that the proper scaling is here, but it's going to be like the intended difficulty now. I was bowling on Sunday after 10 quota league. I actually didn't go bowling because I got called into work, which is fine. But it seems like I'm going to be regularly working on Saturdays now, too. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Which leaves Sunday open for bowling for me. And you know, working on Saturdays is kind of whatever's. But I also make a decent amount working, so I don't mind picking up another day. Okay, let's pay this. I've been watching you since before California? I was born here. I mean, that implies my existence prior to California. Okay, DC 8 is 5,600. Sweet. I think I still have enough to do this. Yeah, I have enough, so. It's gonna be real embarrassing if I can't meet this. I'm just gonna run my bank down and then go play on the Pentagon. I should be fine, honestly. I'm getting all negative modifiers now that I'm at 25% metro. But this is the rotation that I was doing when I was farming the ECD terminal messages, because it refreshes after you leave a location. Workforce memo. Psychological evaluation appointments scheduled for sectors 3 through 5. Attendance mandatory. Mandatory is a crazy word. I seem to have skipped that psych eval. How do I feel about the Minecraft movie? I haven't watched the Minecraft movie. I don't really have an intention to. Minecraft wasn't a crazy big part of my life, so I don't really have any feelings about it. Do not listen to the tapes. Leave them? Okay, 980, which means I'll have 681 after I buy stuff here. 7,800, wow, okay. PC9. 7,800. That's a 1,200 increase. Right? No, that's a 2,200 increase, okay. Okay. I mean, that should still be light work for what I'm about to do on Pentagon. Seems a little too goofy to me, but Jack Black. I'm assuming you mean Jack Black, right? Unless they have a blackjack scene in Minecraft, in which case I might have to go watch it. They got gambling in my Minecraft movie. Let's see. One more time. We're gonna see what DC 9 or... Oh wait, no, we're gonna go to the Pentagon because I don't have enough money here to actually pay things off. Okay, so I need $7,100 basically. I should be fine. Probably should have bought a stun light or something prior, but I think we'll be okay. Alright, let's just go get $7,200 on the Pentagon and see what DC 10 looks like. Or we just failed miserably here and we're gonna have to figure it out another time. But 7,100 should be no problem here. I'll be playing repo anytime soon. At some point, yes. At some point, yes. I'll be reaching out to Roy to get a repo lobby together. It's kind of like repo's gotten too big for me, who primarily runs a Lethal Company channel, to kind of just ignore. And honestly, like, I'm mostly just gonna throw out some feelers, and dude, if people watch my repo stuff more than my lethal stuff, I will just play more repo. I probably won't commit to it crazy hard because I'm far more interested in you know, doing the Dead by Daylight thing and supporting Forsaken Frontiers in whatever way I can, but I will play repo. I already kind of play Lethal Company looking at it as a job more than anything, and I can probably look at repo the same way. It'll just be like a different game that I'm playing instead. But you know, repo has the formula. It has sillies. It has mainly it has sillies. Like, I think what I've learned from like looking at this genre and like what happens in it and what succeeds. Like, if you don't have the sillies, it's not gonna appeal to the casual people. But apparently, you know, the actual gameplay loop is fun for the people that are into like the challenge Lethal Company stuff. So it seems like there's an actual game behind it also. I'm hiding. There's a shambler nearby too. I mean, I do have an adrenaline. I have an adrenaline and a med kit, so I'm kind of fine here. Wait, I'll play it. Fuck. Like, I'll play it because I'm looking for something to replace Lethal Company, to be honest. In an ideal world, that game is Forsaken Frontiers. But I can't see myself dedicating like a crazy serious amount of time to Repo. Especially when I'm enjoying like Dead by Daylight as much as I am right now. Like if it was all about the money, I would only be playing Lethal and Repo. Because I think those are the two, like with how I have my channel set up, those are the two most profitable games that I could be playing right now. But part of the reason why I picked, like, why I said yes to the sushi gig is so that I can just kind of game as a gamer and not, like, just play for money. I like that I'm monetized. I do like that. But that's not the reason why I started doing gaming content. It is the reason why I push Lethal so hard. Because, I mean, with the opportunity, like, you know, maybe people feel some sort of way about playing video games for money. But I think most people, if the opportunity landed in front of them, like saying like to have that opportunity to try and go for it and potentially support themselves from playing a video game they like, I think they would go for it. Like what kind of gamer doesn't want to, like, you know, if presented the opportunity, wouldn't go for it, you know what I'm saying? I went with it for a year. I didn't like the prospect of playing Lethal Company in that way much longer. Which is why, you know, just kind of changing strategies. Alright, well, we get enough to pay this. We didn't get enough to pay off DC-10, but I think that's okay. We just want to see what DC-10 looks like. 10,900, which is a 3,100 increase. 10,900, which is going to be a total of when you add these two numbers together, 10,900 plus 26,300, total of $37,200 as far as like debt payment goes. 37,200. That's not including travel cost. But this is significantly less compared to Endless. So let me pull up my Endless one. I don't have this number. Okay. 1,000 plus 1,600 plus 2,200 plus 3,000 plus 4,200 plus 5,800 plus 8,100 plus, okay, DC-8 is when Endless, or DC-8 for Endless is 11,300, so that's the point when, well, actually it's all just higher, but yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Plus 15,800 plus 22,100 compared to 75,100 in Endless. you need like half of the amount, just under half the amount that you would need in Endless for exploration. It's 37,200 times 2 is just under 75,000, you know? Which kind of worries me for Nightmare mode, because if that's halved, my thinking is that Nightmare is probably doubled instead. So I'm anticipating like a 150,000 DC 10 for Nightmare. But yeah, we'll go check it out. I think I've checked out enough of exploration. I think if there's a category to do DC 15 on, it's going to be exploration. I don't see a world where DC 15 is not possible here in exploration mode. I feel like you could actually still go pretty damn far in exploration. Might be worth going for at some point, maybe. But that's going to be a really long run, and it's not something that I want to do tonight. So I'm going to move on to Nightmare, see what I can do there. And yeah, this is going to be the end of the recording for YouTube, at least for this part. I think I got a pretty good look at v1520 in this one.